What is up, Earthnoids and Spacenoids? I am just a simple new type, and in this episode we are playing the hits as we continue our journey through Mobile Suit Gundam Thunderbolt. Last time the Gundam and the Psycho Zaku both went down, but Daryl was saved by the Siren mobile fleet. Cornelius and Carla watched some Zeeks get vaporized, and Io and the Moore Brotherhood were taken prisoner. The Battle of A Baoa Qu is underway. This time A Baoa Qu is captured by the Federation. Some space monks learn about the reused P device, and Daryl pilots an At-Guy. So let's get into this. A Baoa Qu is finally being infiltrated. The Gundam heads move in. The RGM-79GH Gundam head is a variant of the GEM. It is more or less a GEM, but it has a Gundam head. This is mainly due to the psychological impact the Gundam seems to have on Zeon. The Gundam head's joints are covered to protect it from space debris. It has a large backpack that can hold 2 shields. Weapons include a beam saber, a beam spray gun used by the GEM, a twin beam rifle used by the full armor Gundam, and an assault rifle. The backpack has sub-arms. When grouped together, the Gundam head's defenses are strong. They send in a gun tank. The RX-75 gun tank, Thunderbolt version, is a long-range support mobile suit. This is a 2-seater mobile suit. One mans the guns while the other pilots. This version has 4 caterpillar treads, a bulldozer in the front, and can carry foot soldiers. In the manga version, the missile pods can be replaced with attitude control thrusters for operating in low gravity. Weapons include a low recoil cannon mounted on the back in the anime version and the shoulders in the manga version. It also has 4 tube bot missile launchers, 4 barrel machine guns, 6 tube missile pods, and a smoke grenade launcher. The gun tank runs over a wave of Zakus before unleashing foot soldiers. Thunderbolt accidentally created the Lodo 26 years earlier. They storm Zeon's headquarters. The soldiers find scientists from the Flanagan Institute. They stumble onto a mass-produced version of the Jiang. There isn't any data on these until EFF gets their hands on it. But look, the backpack has sub-arms. Someone has a sub-arm fetish. The Federation calls dibs on all these Psychomu systems. On the radio, the DJ mentions that the pirate radio station was bombed, which means it was illegally broadcasting from A Baoa Qu. Commander Kleber's Chevet-class ship goes down and crashes into the asteroid. During the chaos, Io is able to make his escape. The crew's goal is to get the data on the reused P and the Gundam back to Zeon. They think this will help them continue the fight. They don't know it's the last day of war. While this is happening, Daryl is fighting in a Gelgoog. We didn't mention this during our Gelgoog breakdown, but the beam rifle is big and requires the extra generator in the backpack to operate. Even though Zeon made it to the mobile suit game first, they still lagged behind in beam technology. The senior officers abandoned the crew. While trying to escape, Io takes out some poor Zeon NCOs, and he's still naked. He breaks out Cornelius and the rest of the Moore Brotherhood. Things are getting hectic and Daryl is using a mobile suit he isn't used to. Bro chopped his hands off just to use a regular mobile suit. Would be nice to have arms right now. They abandon A Baoa Qu with the remaining Siren fleet. The Moore Brotherhood is saved by the Federation as they mop up the rest of A Baoa Qu. One Fetty group sends out balls from what looks like a mini Columbus-class ship. They find a pod carrying JJ Sexton. He has been stranded for 11 days. The Zeon scientist is saved, but these aren't your typical Federation soldiers. They look like monks. They cremate thousands of bodies found in space while saying some prayer or sutra. There's text that looks like Sanskrit, although AI says it's gibberish. Remember, Sexton was vlogging the whole war. These monks watch Sexton's blog and learn about the reused P device. Also on board happens to be Claudia. She is still alive. That day marked the end of the 1-year war. They agree to an armistice, but friction continues. 7 months after the 1-year war, a Pegasus-class ship enters Earth's atmosphere. This is the Spartan. The commander is Captain Vincent Pike. I wonder if this Captain Pike is a reference to Star Trek. As they break through the ozone layer, they activate the Minovsky Craft system. This is the most elaborate transformation system of a Pegasus-class ship thus far. It's a whole chapter dedicated to just the Spartan. Maybe it is like Star Trek. Inside the ship are Gundam heads and gun tanks. The crew all look out at the Earth sky. Cornelius is a part of the ship, but not Io. He is visiting Claudia's grave. Also, Io's hair is like Bart Simpson's hair. It looks like flesh sticking out of his head. He was blamed for losing the Gundam and demoted to security. Randy Peer, Claudia's sister, pays him a visit. He says that there is no one buried here, and it's a waste of time. Io grabs him by the dick and calls him dickless for not joining the war. He says he better not say anything bad about the dead again. He also tells him to fire his security guards, because Io is sexually assaulting him in front of his security, and they ain't doing shit. Randy mentions he went from the entertainment industry to construction. They happen to be rebuilding Side 4. Yeah, screw you, Frontier colonies. We don't need you in this timeline. Kathy Fleming holds a conference regarding the reconstruction. This is Io's sister. They also award Io a Medal of Honor. The Moneymen think that with Kathy and Io at the top, the Fleming Corporation is in good hands. Meanwhile, the two siblings seem to hate one another. She stabs Io with his Medal of Honor. There's so much press at this event. You're telling me Universal Century Cameras can't pick that up? Kathy calls Io ungrateful for selling 15% of his shares to Randy Peer, which almost gives him majority control of the company. She wants him to give up his shares if he dies. In exchange, he could go back to battle and join the Spartan crew. He leaves his mom his Medal of Honor before heading out. She doesn't seem to really be there anymore. Australia. A Luggan is being used to scout the area. The Zeon pilots wonder why they are still fighting. One says, relax, the water rose by 10 meters, but the Earth's fine. Sure, the colony drop caused temporary nuclear winters, but the Earth's fine, relax. Australia lost 15% of its landmass, but it's fine. This dude sounds like he made a mistake and is trying to justify his actions. A Medea spots the Luggan scouting. It is Vincent Pike and his team. Many Zeon soldiers are still not laying down arms, even though the war is over. The commander quotes Gandhi, saying you can't shake hands with a clenched fist. Zeon deploys some DOPs. The Medeas also deploy core fighters. Thunderbolt is not afraid to utilize the core block system in new and creative ways, and this is one of them. The core fighters are stored in a docked mode, which is the typical form when connected to a Gundam or a gym. They deploy the block and it transforms into core fighter mode mid-air. The wings on this fighter are more modular to match this version's modularity. One core fighter pilot says boos and coos are on him if they make it back alive. Is that a euphemism for vaginas? Yes. Yes, it is. A dogfight breaks out between EFF and Zeon. The captain notes that so much damage was done by the one-year war that enforcing law and order is going to take a lot of work. We are setting the stage for the Titans early. The people recognize that they need something huge to bring back order to the Earth sphere. Unfortunately, it will come in the form of fascism. While the Luggan flees, they hear the pirate radio broadcast once again. On Earth is Daryl. Oh hey, he made it to the beach like in his dreams. Still no hands though. Daryl is still with Fisher Ness. He hates Earth, but Daryl loves it. His team now uses the best guys in the world. The AT Guy. The MSN-04 AT Guy Thunderbolt version is an amphibious mobile suit that is smaller than the standard AT Guy, standing at 12 meters tall. The iron nails in the arms are replaced with manipulators. These units play 3 roles. The enemy search type AT Guy specializes in intelligence gathering, which acts as the rear guard. These AT Guys have additional sensors. The heavy firepower type is the main force, which uses the iron blade, which happens to be a non-heated iron nail. Finally, the maneuver type acts as the vanguard and scout. These use Weapon Cluster Unit A, which includes a Zaku machine gun, a tow missile launcher, and an anti-MS bayonet. Other weapons include Vulcan guns in the arms, a beam saber, a tin tube missile pod on the head which replaces head Vulcans, a spray missile launcher, a heat blade, and 2 shields. On Earth, things seem to be falling apart. Federation Parliament is coming together to try to solve this crisis. There are some who want to join with Zeon remnants to overthrow the Federation. Many view Daryl as the most patriotic Zeon there is, as he was willing to sacrifice his body for the war. The team adds his old Living Dead logo to his mobile suit. Everyone is really supportive of him. Fisher Ness says, you know, I survived the Thunderbolt sector too, and I only lost one of my limbs. No one is impressed. Their team moves out. The Medeas and the Spartans link up. Also on board the ship is Captain Monica Humphrey. We learn that she is a part of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. She briefs the team. They are heading to the Nanyang Alliance territory, where they are to seize a Fedi group looking to secede from the Federation. Also, according to this map, Japan is under Zeon occupation still. Get it together, Japan. Daryl's team is still under command of Captain Kleber. They are taking the beachhead and heading towards the Nanyang territory. They are recovering classified Zeon intel. The Nanyang Alliance were the monks we saw at the end of the war cremating bodies. Among those in the Nanyang Alliance is JJ Sexton of Zeon's Academy of Sciences. He is working with the Fedis to recreate the Psycho Zaku. Them working towards fixing the reused P device now makes them a threat. The Psycho Zaku is what Daryl's team is after as well. They still have Carla, who is undergoing psychological treatment, but they want to get her research data back. The Fedis are hesitant to fight the Psycho Zaku, but Captain Monica says that they will have backup. They have been assigned the new Atlas Gundam. The RX-78AL Atlas Gundam is a prototype ground-type mobile suit developed for the Earth Federation forces. It is also very capable of underwater combat. The unit utilizes globe joints, which EFF learned from Zeon amphibious mobile suits. The feet have jet thrusters to help move underwater. This unit also has sub-legs, which switches between flight mode for atmospheric combat and submarine mode for underwater combat. Weapons include a railgun, a bulb-up style assault rifle, 2 beam sabers, a blade shield, and for one mission, a nuclear missile. This is Thunderbolt, so of course it has sub-arms. Captain Monica says they are being assigned the pilot of the old full-armor Gundam to pilot Atlas. Cornelius is happy that his best buddy will be joining the team. The captain calls this Operation Thunderbolt. And that will do it for this episode. The Formula Project wished they could have made small mobile suits during the one-year war, like we see in Thunderbolt. I like how, in the first volume, you think the changes are very small, and it can potentially work in the UC timeline. But there are so many tiny changes that by the time we get to the end of this, it will look very different from what we know of Universal Century. Next time we will see Atlas in action. Io will meet Bianca, and he also takes out a Komsai. But that will do it for now, new types. Remember, never trust siblings when you come from a rich family. They'll stab you in the heart with your Medal of Honor. Peace.